Cool, cool mornings turn the days of swim or sink. Living right is easy. What goes wrong, you're causing it.
Nate with Briarwood Wine and Spirits is walking in right now. He's late, so that means he owes us a case of something. We'll figure that out at some point. As Nate would call it, hooch. 4949 Old Canton Road. Amazing selection of wine. Amazing selection of boutique bourbon, rum, tequila, you name it, they've got it at Briarwood Wine and Spirits. 4949 Old Canton Road. Of course, they do weddings, events, and so on. Nate hasn't been with us in a while, and so we're glad that he is here. We'll get him mic'd up. I do need to drop some things before we go over to Nate because we have a lot going on the Out of Bounds show. We're still giving away 2 hotel rooms and 2 rounds of golf to Golden Moon Casino, Dancing Rabbit Golf Club for our big March Madness party. That's March 19th and 20th. We want to see you there. We will broadcast from the Timeout Sportsbook, March 19th and 20th, Golden Moon Casino. And here's how you enter to win. Go to our YouTube page, Out of Bounds Sports, subscribe. That's how you enter. And you could win a night at the Golden Moon Casino, either March 19th or 20th, and a round of golf at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. And you get to hang out with us. Well, me. Unfortunately, Blake will be there, and you can do with you what you want with that. He may argue with you about sports, SEC, football, basketball, baseball. There's no doubt. At least we'll have beer and food in the sports book while Blake is arguing with you.
I would never do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
You've actually been somewhat low-key. Well, I haven't really followed you, but I think you've been somewhat low-key. I haven't had a time to really mess around with Twitter and all that garbage.
No, it's too busy. It's too busy working.
Yeah, we have a lot of cool stuff going on. I do want to hit this, too, as Nate gets ready. We got to give away 2 hotel rooms, 2 rounds of golf, Golden Moon Casino, Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. Go to our YouTube page, Out of Bounds Sports. We're streaming on there right now. So you can see me, you can see Nate getting ready to make some Tito's Vodka and Four Roses Bourbon drink. But I also want to let you know that, what was I going to say, Blake? The Golden, it's been a long.
Subscribe to Out of Bounds Sports on YouTube.
There was something else I was supposed to promote. I've got a bunch of paper up here. And where else are we going? What else am I promoting?
Right now?
I'll come up with that in a minute. That was just a total mind blank. I don't know. I think that's the antibiotics that I've been on. And God knows I hope these things get out of my body sooner than later. They couldn't be good for me. Hey, Nate, are you doing a Tito's and Four Roses?
Same drink, two different whiskeys. I mean, 2 different spirits.
Cool.
Yeah, nice and easy.
Cool. All right. Chris isn't coming, right, with Kessler?
What's that?
It's just you today.
Just me.
Okay, cool.
As far as I know.
All right, awesome. Blake, am I going to stay here? I'm cool
you can,
here.
Or
I can talk to
either
him
way.
easily.
Whatever you want, boss.
Hey, do
We're
you have
ready
any
to go.
tequila? I know it's a random question, but
No.
I don't think so.
it's cool because we can make the same drink with tequila.
Okay. I'll have to get some
It's
tequila.
grapefruit. It's grapefruit month.
We got to get on a tequila sponsor.
Well, this
apparently.
is what happened when I text you. I was looking at Tito's Facebook page, and they were celebrating National Grapefruit Month. And I said, okay, it's past time for Nate to come in.
Agreed.
Get your tail in here and let's roll. And so then you were like, I got it. I'll mix 2 drinks.
Yeah, totally. Nice and easy.
What do you want to start with? I'm going to let you. What are you starting with? How about that?
So we mentioned that February is National Grapefruit Month. So we're going to use grapefruit juice in all the cocktails. So we're going to do a Greyhound and a Salty Dog, which we talked about is exactly the same cocktail, except that one, the Salty Dog, has a salted rim on it. And then the other drink we're going to do is a Brown Derby, which is the same 3 ingredients. You just add a little bit of honey syrup. And that's really it. So, I mean, I can get in there. It won't take any time at all. to make these drinks.
Take your time because we got 17 minutes.
That's all right. I'm a talker. I hadn't been here in a while. We got a lot to talk about. You got to figure out what sponsors you're supposed to be propping out. I mean, we got stuff going on.
All right. For our listeners that for some reason can't watch
or choose not to
on YouTube and the Out of Bounds Sports page, I am now. What is this called? Twitter Live?
Yeah.
Okay. Nate is on Twitter slinging drinks in the bar area of the studio with Tito's Vodka and Four Roses Bourbon. Nate Dogg with Briarwood Wine and Spirits. You're listening to the Out of Bounds Show. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. And so you can watch on Twitter at Bo Bounds. I'm going to switch over mics. I want to go over there with Nate. I feel like we're too far away.
All right, do it.
You miss me, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, no one's ever said they missed Nate.
One person whole life.
Look at that. We have the Bank Plus.
Been married to her for 20 years.
We have the Bank Plus studio light on. This is amazing. All right, so Nate,
Yo.
give me the cocktail drinks again, bro.
All right, so we're going to do Greyhound, Salty Dog, and Brown Derby.
Greyhound, Salty Dog with Tito's Vodka, and a Brown Derby with Four Roses, right?
That's correct.
All right. Let's give Tito's some love here.
Hey, Nate, I need you to make sure you mix those on that white cloth you put out there so it's nice and pretty for my cameras.
Ooh, look at this.
You like that?
I do. Make sure you're don't mix
And
it over there behind
grapefruit
it.
juice looks great.
Yeah, so obviously anytime you're using, especially citrus juice, you want to use fresh squeezed if you can. But if you're making a bunch of cocktails that require the majority of citrus juice, I've started using cold pressed, especially for orange juice and grapefruit juice, because it is without question as good, as close to as good. I vocalize it to fresh squeezed juice as you can get. I mean, this stuff's delicious. So I've actually already made one, about to be two, of the drinks.
Good, I'm thirsty.
So the first one we said was going to be the Greyhound.
Greyhound, look at this.
Which is simply...
You don't get this on any other show.
Which is simply grapefruit juice and vodka.
Okay.
That's a Greyhound.
Yeah.
Salty Dog, same drink, just with a salted rim.
That's the salted rim there.
Can I get a clarification for the masses? The difference between these two drinks and the Lock City is the Lillet, right? Like a Lock City is just grapefruit, Tito's, and Lillet.
Correct. And
Which Nate came up with.
I think we put a little bit of either simple syrup or honey syrup in that, if I recall.
After the fact, your first one was without it, and
That's right.
You added the simple syrup to give it that nice little
sweet
twist at
just
the
to
end.
kind of counteract that all that citrus. But yeah, the Lock City was money.
God, are you kidding me? We make it every time we have a party up here.
But I love a salted rim on any citrus drink. So margaritas, I like salted rim.
Sure.
Salty Dog, obviously. And then the reason I asked if we had any tequila was because one of my favorite drinks in the world is a Paloma, which is exactly what we've made here.
With tequila.
But using tequila, grapefruit juice, and then a salted rim.
Okay.
Are you salt or no salt?
I'm no salt.
Okay, so I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I'll take this.
What does the salt do?
Cheers, man. Glad to be back.
Cheers
It's
to
been a
Nate.
while.
Blake.
What does the salt do for you, Nate? Like, is it activating some taste? Like, what is it?
It's just hitting.
Fantastic.
It's just hitting that salty part of your the taste buds on your tongue, and when you've got heavy citrus or something in there that's sweet, like we're gonna have in the next drink, but it's not gonna have a salted rim. It's just another layer of flavor. I mean, when you're cooking, building drinks, anything like that, I mean, what you're trying to do is build layers of flavor, and having a salted rim is just another. It's just another aspect of that. So we can get right in.
This is delicious.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to beat really anything.
It's
with
just
grapefruit
refreshing.
juice. That's right.
I hadn't had one in forever. I used to make them all the time, but
See, that's why I'm starting to think that this was your suggestion to make the grapefruit drink. So the next one
well,
is...
my go-to at Kessler Prime a lot of times is Tito's grapefruit splash of soda.
Tito's grapefruit splash. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, you can just get a bottle of your soda out, throw it on there, and it's just like you're at Kessler Prime.
I should have opened that for you. Sorry.
I got it. I got strong.
We've been going through Four Roses left and right.
Well, it's a good product.
It's
I'm going up there in about 6 weeks.
and I may be joining you. You meeting our buddy Byron?
I am getting another barrel.
Out of bounds. Am I on, Blake?
Yeah.
Sweet.
You're good.
Out of bounds. ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
Neither of you have been taught. This whole thing's just been dead air.
Nate, no, I knew Nate was on because I could hear him in the headset.
Hey man, if I'm on, you're on, right? I think that's.
So you're listening to the Out of Bounds show on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. And Nate Dogg is in the house with Briarwood Wine and Spirits. We're celebrating National Grapefruit Month with a couple of cocktails. One from Tito's Vodka, the Salty Dog, and the Greyhound. Nate, correct me if I mess up. And then he's slinging the Brown Derby right now.
Right. So the Brown Derby, exactly same drink as we just made. It's except using bourbon, Four Roses bourbon. So we did grapefruit juice, usually 2, 3 to 1, depending on how strong you want it. Four Roses bourbon. And then the one thing that's different about this drink than the other two we made is honey syrup. So just a little pro tip for those that are making drinks at home. Honey is a great ingredient in cocktails, especially citrus-based cocktails. Lemon, lime, it doesn't matter what you're making. Like when you asked me about the margarita, and I said to get agave nectar, or agave syrup. Same thing, just from a different source. But the pro tip is if you're using honey in a cocktail, typically your cocktail is going to be cold. If you just use raw honey, it's tough to get it to dissolve because as soon as it hits the cold, it seizes up like honey does. So the trick to that is you just put your honey in a container and then just pour a few drops of hot water on it and stir it up. And then it makes it thin, easy to mix into the cocktail without getting gummy, but still gives you that kiss of honey that you're looking for in the drink. So that guy's ready.
We're going to shoot this after the show, guys. Those of you that are... Okay, maybe not. Ooh, is that the Brown Derby?
Yeah.
And in the Masters glass.
Right.
Oh, that's just so cool. Let me put this right
Give that a
here.
whirl.
Let me get out of Blake's way. Look at this. Bam. That's beautiful. Let's get this over here.
Yeah,
Let's do both.
if I'd used fresh squeezed grapefruit, we'd have a grapefruit garnish. But I went for the cold pressed.
That is good. That's a good looking shot.
Just to be clear, I'm going to need one of each of these to take pictures with.
You need a taste test.
Well, I need picture ones because Bo drinks them all too fast.
What?
So I can't take pictures of the one you make at the beginning. So I have to have you make.
I'm paid to do this.
Some aesthetics.
Well, hopefully so is he.
That's true. All right.
That's a stout drink. You know what? I'm gonna put a little more honey in that one. Hold on.
Do it.
That's the other thing
Here.
when you make the honey syrup is it does thin it out a little bit. So you might have to adjust your. There you go. Might have to adjust your quantities.
This is the Brown Derby with Four Roses bourbon.
Yes, it is.
That's delicious.
Isn't that good?
Yeah. Fun, light, and you don't feel like you're eating.
Well, and especially in the summer, right? I mean, we're
getting there.
We've been in the doldrums of Seattle weather for about the last 6 months, it seems. But in the summertime, bourbon drinkers want to have something that's light and refreshing to drink.
Sure. But I could drink this tonight.
Brown Derby's perfect. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Totally. It's just a nice option for bourbon drinkers to have a crisp, refreshing drink when it's summertime. So we got 3 different cocktails with the exact same ingredients. So we're Salty Dog and Greyhound, which are the exact same drink, except that the glass in the Salty Dog has a salted rim. And then the Brown Derby, same ingredients, except we're using bourbon and grapefruit juice. And then we put a little bit of the honey syrup in there. I'm gonna just throw that in there so don't have to worry about taking it home.
This up.
Oh yeah, you going for the
Can I ask a question? Why do you not put the honey syrup in the vodka drink and you do put it in the bourbon drink?
It's not that you can or can't. The traditional recipe for it doesn't call. I wish I'd brought a little more now because we could have done that and just seen what it tasted like. I'm sure it's delicious because honey complements any citrus. So if you don't care for a straight grapefruit drink because it's too acidic, then absolutely putting either honey syrup
Agave.
Simple syrup, agave nectar. Did you get agave nectar?
No.
Okay.
I got club soda.
We're not a tequila. We have yet to become the tequila bar. We'll delve into that.
I'll find one that'll pay you.
Look what I do keep up here.
Yeah, you do.
Because this is
Because of
the
the
official
Lillet.
drink of the show. Nate's the one that came up with it. We've been doing it the last 2 years.
You want one?
Why not? I don't know what this. No, that's not what you need.
You just made the Lock City buy. I literally just
And just
splashing
like
Lillet.
that. And just like that, it's a Lock City.
The official cocktail of the Out of Bounds show. Lock City with Tito's vodka.
That's incredible. I knew like when Bo was like, oh, he's gonna come make a salty dog, and I was like, isn't that basically a Lock City without Lillet? I was like, we might as well just make a Lock City.
There you go. Lock City on the fly. Boom, 4 cocktails in under 5 minutes.
You're the man.
What you know about it? What you know good, Nate?
What you
Nate Dogg,
What you
Nathan-
know about mixing drinks?
So Nathan McHardy, Briarwood Wine and Spirits. I love how I just walked off with the cocktail.
Okay,
Bye.
y'all
Yeah.
should move over and
Okay,
drink
we
some
move over here.
cocktails. Talk a little sports.
I didn't even think twice about it. It was natural. I just grabbed the cocktail and started going over here. Love it. Okay.
'Cause that's what you
Nate's
do.
gonna
That's what
come
you
up
do.
to the set. He can get his mic where he wants it.
All right, moving you back over.
I'm going to
Liberty Bibbity.
boom. Go off that.
And on here.
Boom.
Bam. All right. We're back now. We were at the bar. And now
For a brief moment.
for a brief moment. And now Nathan McHardy, Bo Bounds, Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9, The Zone. And
Cheers, man. Good
yeah,
to be
let's
back.
do a toast and a cheers. I'm glad you're back in studio. It's
Yeah,
good to see you.
It's been a minute.
And
It's like breakfast.
it is.
Yeah.
You know, here's to Mardi Gras and Fat Tuesday.
Yeah. Happy Mardi Gras, everybody. Happy Mardi Gras.
Oh man, how long have we? All right, so Nate, let's do this.
Oh God.
Real quick.
Okay.
You started coming in the studio when we were at the Alumni House.
Correct. In fact, it was before they built the studio at Alumni House. Our first segment was at a booth.
Was it really?
Yeah. I mean, we just sat at a booth in the Alumni House, and you had your little portable, the thing you use for your
Right.
remotes, right? And yeah, we just sat at a booth and talked. I was so nervous. Well,
That's
you know
natural.
what? That one I wasn't, because I didn't really kind of know what was happening. And then the next time I came in, they had finished the studio
Right.
at Alumni House. And for that one, for whatever reason, I was terrified of being on the air. I stayed up all night, like reading, studying all this stuff, because we were going to talk about wine.
Yeah, we
'Cause
didn't really
at the
know
time-
what we wanted to do.
Yeah, at
we
the
were
time
trying
we
to
had
land
the,
it.
Yeah, we had the name. I mean,
Sports and Courts.
Yep. And I think that we were trying to frame it towards wine more than anything. Wine and sports, of course, more than anything. And we were going to talk about, I think, Washington State and Oregon.
We were trying to tie in the wine states.
And I stayed up all night just like reading,
Oh,
just kind of
gosh.
trying to make sure I had all my facts straight on Oregon and Washington State wine production. And I got in there, and man, I think we talked about it. I think we talked about wine for like 5 seconds,
then we were on to something
boom,
else.
music, sports. That was
Yeah.
when Rush was in. That was when Rush was in the producer chair.
Love that guy.
Yeah,
Super
so
dude.
that was like 2007.
Yeah. Good grief, that was 2007.
Yeah,
When
so
did you buy Briarwood?
6,
05? Okay.
October of 6.
2006. So you started in 2007 hanging out with us.
Yeah.
So that's been about 13 years.
Yeah,
And you moved with us from the studio in the Alumni House to Pear Orchard
correct.
and then to here.
That's right. Yeah.
But we've really hit our stride here because we have a bar and you can mix drinks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's more than just talking about it.
Right.
At this one, it's production and sampling.
Speaking of, you can watch the show on our YouTube page, Out of Bounds Sports.
You only have 11 minutes to subscribe to be entered in today's
Giveaway.
contest.
So you
That's
better
right.
hurry. What do they win today?
A night at the Golden Moon Casino and a round of golf at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club.
Nice. That's a good.
I mean, that's like
package.
a huge.
Nice
that's not a
package.
joke
Yeah,
giveaway.
that's good.
And I'm not sure. I have some gift certificates to Philip M's. I just don't know how many I have.
So there
could
may
be
be
a little bonus in
potential.
there. We'll just have to see.
Yeah.
How you been, bud?
Good. Busy. Not now that we're in this time of the year, we kind of hit our A little bit of a slide to
Well, you
kind
can
of
take a breath.
Yeah, because the last 4 months of the year are just bananas. The barrel programs at Briarwood are really taking off.
Y'all are killing it on there.
Yeah, we got a new one in Thursday. It's not
1792.
Yeah, the 1792 foolproof.
By the way, I love their distillery. I just think it's super.
Barton's is a super cool distillery.
I mean, I love Four Roses too, and they all work together. It's not like most industries that are cutthroat. It's funny how the bourbon community works together, as Byron has told us, and so on.
Well, you may remember when me and you and Scott Kessler were at Four Roses picking our very first barrel, is when the Barton collapse disaster happened.
Yeah, you were looking at your phone.
No.
Did you see it?
The people at the distillery, Byron and
okay.
Yeah, and the folks that were in the tasting room with us all at the same time, like their phones blew up, and they were just like, "Oh my God!" And then we kind of got and saw what was going on. But it was cool. It's not unlike the wine industry in California that there was general concern. They're not competitors. They're all in the same thing together. They do the same thing. They do them differently. They care about one another. They care about one another's bourbons. They drink one another's bourbons. So we were there for that. So then to turn around and get a barrel of 1792 foolproof this year was really cool, because after Jimmy, our store manager, Jimmy Quinn, and I picked it, which was in August, about a month later, Jim Murray, the famous bourbon writer, came out and named the 1792 foolproof as his bourbon of the year for 2020.
No kidding.
About a month after we picked the bourbon. Yeah. And then our barrel showed up this past Thursday, and we have been blowing it out. But it's a great bourbon. Their foolproof comes in at 125 proof. That's just the standard for foolproof. So it's a little hot for the hot bourbon drinkers that want it neat, but put
a big rock on it.
A big rock in about 3 minutes, and it is money. I mean, it is so good.
Let's see. I don't know how many bottles of the first single barrel private selection I got, but a bunch from you.
Yeah.
And in the second one, we've had some dignitaries come through.
Uh-huh.
Guess who? Oh no, it's the end of the show. All right, guess who we sent a bottle home with of your Briarwood Wine and Spirits single barrel private selection?
Who's that?
Mike Leach.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, so every time he drinks it, he can see our label
Boom,
on there.
your label's on there.
So can I give a shout out before we go
you got
off air?
40 seconds.
All right. So I wanted to give a shout out to our friend David Griffin, the executive vice president of the Pels. His wife Mel has a wine podcast that's a super cool wine podcast with maybe the greatest name ever. It's called Major Crush.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I love a good name. I love good branding. They killed it. And but anyway, so I wanted to give a shout out to Major Crush. If you're all looking for a good wine podcast to listen to, dial that one up.
Nate Dogg in the house. Briarwood Wine and Spirits, 4949 Old Canton Road. We'll see you tomorrow.